Good afternoon, parents. I'm creating this video to help you with the homework this weekend on showing equivalent fractions. That is lesson 6.1, the practice and homework. The students were to do problems 3 through 8 on that page. That's page 331. So you will notice that the students should have brought home some graph paper or grid paper that looks like this, front and back. And the reason why they brought home that grid paper is because they're going to be drawing rectangles similar to these in order to do these problems right here. Pardon me, as well as the word problems. I already have the answers here, but I want to show you how we go about getting those answers. So the first problem is 8/10 compared to 4/5. So what you're going to want to do is look at the denominators, and the denominator is always the bottom number of a fraction. So in this case, it would be 10 and 5. And by the way, the top numbers of the fractions are called numerators. So please consider the denominators first and look at which of the two denominators is smaller. So in this case, it would be 5. So you're going to go to your grid paper here, and you're going to create a rectangle which is 5 spaces, 5 cells over. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then it can be as long as you would like, or as wide rather as you would like. Perhaps I'll make this one, 3 cells long. And then I would close off this rectangle. And remember that right now, the fraction that I'm trying to create to represent in this rectangle is 4/5. So if this rectangle represents 5/5 because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns, then if I want to shade in 4/5 of that, then I would shade in 1, 2, 3, 4. So that represents 4/5. Now I'm going to create a rectangle that is just like this one, that has the exact same dimensions, and that's why it's easier when using grid paper. I'm going to do it right beside it, right here. So it's going to be 3 down and 5 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I close the rectangle off. And I'm going to create 5 columns, but now the denominator that I'm going to be considering is 10 because the fraction is 8/10. So I'm going to break these columns down even further. I can make it like so, splitting each of those 5 columns so that in the end I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 columns. And if I want to shade in 8/10, then that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the student would simply compare the two visually, these two rectangles visually, and see that 4/5 is actually covers the same amount of the grid paper as 8/10. And so they would write equals right here in the middle. That's how you do problem number 3. And so I suggest that you do the successive problems in the same fashion, always considering the smaller denominator first. I hope that this will help you. Thank you, and let me know if you need any more help. Have a good afternoon and a great weekend.